Full and uncut versions available on Patreon. Check in the description below.
Greetings once again, pirates on the high sea. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with more One Piece, but this time I decided to take it a little easy because previous day I was very under the weather. I don't know, like the heat got to me or something and I was just not in a good place. So still kind of recovering from that, so I needed something that was a little bit lighter to go through. And apparently, during the time that One Piece was on a bit of a break in terms of the anime, they put out this little 5-minute special called Luffy Law. And, I figured now's as good a time as any to check it out. So, don't expect this to be too long, but join me as I check out what I guess is a little bit of filler before we left ONA, won't you? Alright, starting off with Shanks, giving the hat to Luffy. 25 years. God. And just think, this marks the 20th year that I have been watching One Piece, pretty much consistently. I started originally back in, 2004, 2003 with the 4Kids, but 20 years ago, around 2005, I started watching One Piece officially. I caught up with Enies Lobby and kind of got a little bit into that, not realizing that I was actually, caught up. I'm just like, okay, is there more? Because I was so used to being behind. And actually, in fact, so they were still in Water 7 in 2005, so I guess I caught up 2006. And that's when I started watching. Because I know that with the manga, there was part of Enies Lobby that I had kind of read. I think it was bits and pieces of the anime that I was catching by this point. And then I consistently started keeping up in 2006. Okay. Because Enies Lobby was like the pickup point. But still, this is a long time to be watching One Piece. Good on you if you've been watching from the beginning. It was the Great Pirate Era. Until say what happened after the final battle in Wano Country. Essentially, we're just gonna milk things a little bit. Ooh, Luffy losing his hat. The animation is still good though. Wait, he just struck the little Nika pose. Yeah, the little Nika pose. Yeah. It's actually kind of weird that he extended towards his hat and not brought the hat towards him. But Luffy logic. Monkey D. Luffy. Where did everyone go? Sunny's not here? What? Something happened? Did they move the ship? Nope, the law's here. Coming in like a G. Cue my theme music. The Surgeon of Death, Trafalgar Law. And like in most situations, we left Kid completely out of it. Ship was attacked. Huh? By a sea monster? Message from Beppo. Only prevented us from cutting through to the ship. Oh. No, the Marines wouldn't be here. And it takes a lot to get to ONA. I mean, unless they could fly like Ryukyu. Hey, a Sea King? Oh, almost looks like the Lord of the Coast. Yeah, it is a huge year. Ruler of the waters near Wano. Huh, why is it attacking now? Oh, does it have something in its mouth? Not just now. What did he see? Whoa, and the animation going crazy. Scan? What did he see? Is that a sword? Sword in its throat. How did that happen? Is he gonna use his Conqueror Saki? Reach your channels. I'll get the sword. Oh god. You're gonna make a bad situation worse. Third gear on this? Okay. I feel like you're just gonna shove it in deeper. And yeah, that's about all it would really take. T-Law? Huh, he did knock it out. Does that make him a doctor too? Oh. It won't really destroy the port, will it? Expand. Oh, just lifted it up. It'll be alright. Or is it still pissed? Oh, okay. Alright. Hey, thanks a lot. That's most of Luffy's relationships with giant beasts. Just knock them around a little bit and then they're friends. And there's the Sunny. There's a story that nobody knows. You'll be the only witness. It's kind of a nothing of an animation, but it was still nice. It does kind of explain why you wouldn't have Kid involved with this, because, let's be honest, Luffy's rough when it comes to a lot of things, but at least he does have a little bit of care when it comes to animals. Eustace Kid, he would have killed the thing. Just as fast as possible. But with Law there, Luffy can find out exactly what's going on and just get the job done in his usual Luffy-like way, which is giant fists. Giant fists solve everything. Just hit it harder. But it wasn't bad. it's something that really does show that Luffy and Law working together is always a plus. And now that they've kind of separated, it's just like, man, I want to see Luffy and Law work together again. The bonus is always Kid, but Luffy and Law working together it just really works. Which is really funny because despite the Dragon Ball comparisons, Kid is more like Luffy's Vegeta. More like that hot-headed rival. Whereas Law he's kind of like a Piccolo. The calm, the cool guy. He's usually in the background. He usually ends up playing a lot of support roles. Gets things organized, stuff along those lines. But to say that he's not as interesting as Piccolo. Law doesn't have Conqueror's Haki. Eustace has Conqueror's Haki. Eustace is the what if Luffy was a little bit more abrasive kind of situation. Which also brings to mind, will Law ever get Conqueror's Haki, especially with everything that happened after he left ONA? And when will we see Kid again? What will become of them in the future? Considering where the world is going. That's a lot of stuff that I'm really interested when it comes to Luffy's main rivals, despite the fact that they've kind of, to a certain degree, dropped out. But even when it came to Roger had plenty of rivals who weren't considered like Yonko or anything like that. And shit, most of his main rivals were on the Rocks pirate ship. You had Shiki, Nougat, Lin, Kaido, but they were all asides when it came to Rocks specifically. But it's not like Roger probably didn't have other rivals beyond that. The worst generation is mostly considered most of Luffy's main rivals. So I don't want them to be cut out just yet. I know that you kind of seen those who are in the main running to go get the One Piece, but I don't want to see Law and Kid completely cut out. I still want them to be relevant to the final battle for the One Piece towards the end, especially because they are so involved with everything that happened in the New World right up until ONA. For them to just be brushed to the side after everything, I don't like that. I don't like that personally. I want to keep seeing them right up until the end, whether they be adversaries or allies. And let's be honest, they'd work more as allies, I feel. The time for them to be like real enemies has kind of passed. And we've done so well working with other members of the worst generation. We've worked so well with Bonnie, we've worked so well with Beige, X-Drake or DS-Drake, and Hawkins and Apu, they were jerks, but even Apu was kind of cool with everyone towards the end, and I don't know, unlike most other people, I don't hate Hawkins that much, so I'd love to see a team up with him. And Killer, I like Killer, so, alright, Luffy, Law, Zoro, Kid, Killer, Hawkins, Apu, Bonnie, Drake, Beige. So we just kind of waiting for a Rouge to show back up in the story. And even where I am in terms of the manga, he still hasn't appeared yet. So I feel like once we finally get a Rouge or a Rogue or whatever kind of squared away, then we'll finally be in like the final runnings to find out where a lot of the worst generation stands after all is said and done. Now, that I'm really looking forward to, because they're still kind of figuring out how all of the former warlords slot into things. So I'm still also of the opinion that they'll be in the Cross Guild with Buggy. That just seems to be the refuge for former warlords. And then in terms of previous emperors, I also don't quite think Kaido and Big Mom are dead. And I wouldn't be too mad if they were, but I still feel like they could have a role to play too. It still feels like, man, because it's them teaming up. It's certain characters teaming up that makes them a better chance of being more of an enemy. Them being separated, it's just, and that's just been the biggest thing continuously going with One Piece. Villains teaming up to become better foes or adversaries in the long run. So Kaido and Big Mom continuing their alliance to become an even bigger force, that kind of works. Honestly, they would be incredible enemies because Big Mom has the organization and the territory, whereas Kaido, he just has the overwhelming leadership skills that Big Mom just really doesn't have, if I'm being honest. But I guess we'll see. So, enough yapping. who would you love to see more of in the future? Who would you love to see Luffy team up with? Who would you love to see it be an adversary of Luffy? Because we're in the final stretch of One Piece. All you can really do is speculate at this point. So let me know in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the ride. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I hope to see you later. So then, take care. Bye-bye.